How powerful is the Philippine military in 2025? For decades the answer was, sadly, not very. But the winds of change are blowing across the archipelago. This is the story of the armed forces of the Philippines, a military force transforming from aging defense lines into a modern fighting machine. The story of the armed forces of the Philippines is not one of recent invention. It is a narrative woven into the very fabric of this nation, a story of resilience and resistance. The seeds of this military were sown in the fires of the Philippine Revolution, a struggle for independence against colonial rule. From those early days of fighting for freedom, the armed forces of the Philippines have been a constant presence, defending the archipelago against external threats and internal conflicts. They stood shoulder to shoulder with the United States during the Second World War, their courage tested on the beaches and in the jungles against the onslaught of the Imperial Japanese Army. And when the Korean Peninsula became a battleground, Filipino soldiers once again answered the call, their bravery echoing across the frozen hills and valleys of a distant land. But the decades following the Cold War saw a decline in the Philippines' military might. Years of underfunding left its arsenal outdated, its equipment struggling to keep pace with the advancements of other nations. However, the spirit of the armed forces of the Philippines, forged in the crucible of conflict and tested by time, never waned. Today, we are witnessing a resurgence, a reawakening of this sleeping giant. The Philippines has embarked on an ambitious modernization program, investing in new equipment, training its soldiers to face the challenges of 21st century warfare, and forging strategic alliances on the global stage. To understand the modern-day armed forces of the Philippines, we must first delve into its structure, a complex organism designed to meet the multifaceted challenges of a nation comprised of over 7,000 islands. At the heart of this force lies the Philippine Army, the largest branch of the armed forces, entrusted with the crucial task of internal defense and counterinsurgency. These soldiers are the guardians of the archipelago's interior, patrolling the dense jungles, scaling the rugged mountains, and engaging in peacekeeping operations to maintain order and security. Patrolling the vast maritime domain that surrounds the Philippines is the Philippine Navy, a force deeply intertwined with the nation's history as a seafaring people. Tasked with safeguarding the nation's territorial waters, protecting vital shipping lanes, and conducting maritime security operations, the Navy plays a pivotal role in ensuring the Philippines' economic and strategic interests. Within its ranks stands the elite Philippine Marine Corps, a highly trained force specializing in amphibious warfare, ready to respond to threats at a moment's notice. Soaring above the Philippines, providing a watchful eye from the skies, is the Philippine Air Force. Once hampered by aging aircraft and limited capabilities, the Air Force is undergoing a remarkable transformation, slowly but surely regaining air superiority. With approximately 140,000 active personnel and a reserve force of around 360,000, the armed forces of the Philippines represent a formidable force, ready to defend their nation. The modernization of the armed forces of the Philippines is perhaps most evident in its evolving arsenal, a blend of upgraded legacy systems and newly acquired platforms designed to meet the demands of 21st century warfare. The Philippine Army, once reliant on outdated equipment, is steadily bolstering its capabilities. The venerable M113. Two armored personnel carriers, workhorses of the Army for decades, are undergoing upgrades, equipped with remote weapon stations to enhance their firepower and survivability. For mobility in the challenging jungle terrain that characterizes much of the Philippines, the Army relies on a fleet of JAS 66 and KM 450 trucks, robust vehicles capable of navigating difficult terrain. Adding a significant punch to the Army's firepower is the Atmos 2000, a 155mm self-propelled howitzer acquired from Israel, capable of delivering precision strikes at long ranges. And in a testament to the Philippines' commitment to modernizing its armored forces, the Elbit Sabra light tank stands as the newest addition, providing much-needed armor protection and firepower. The Philippine Army's anti-tank capabilities have also received a boost with the introduction of the Rafael Spike ER, a state-of-the-art anti-tank guided missile system. Recognizing the importance of unmanned systems in modern warfare, the Philippine Army has also invested in drone units, deploying tactical surveillance UAVs like the Orbiter 3 to provide real-time intelligence and enhance situational awareness on the battlefield. Chapter 4: Guardians of the Seas. The Philippine Navy, tasked with patrolling and protecting the nation's vast maritime domain, is undergoing its own transformation, acquiring new assets and upgrading existing ones to bolster its capabilities. Leading the charge for the Philippine Navy are the BRP Jose Rizal-class frigates, multi-role warships equipped with radar-guided missiles, providing a significant boost to the Navy's anti-ship and anti-air capabilities. These modern frigates, capable of operating far out at sea, represent a major step forward in the Philippines' ability to project power and protect its maritime interests. Complementing the frigates are the Del Pilar-class offshore patrol vessels, former U.S. Coast Guard cutters that have been refurbished and upgraded to serve in the Philippine Navy. These versatile vessels provide a persistent presence in the Philippines' territorial waters, conducting maritime patrols, interdiction operations, and search and rescue missions. Adding a potent punch to the Navy's littoral combat capabilities are the MPACs, or multi-purpose attack crafts. These small but heavily armed vessels, equipped with Spike ER missiles, provide a nimble and lethal force multiplier, capable of engaging larger enemy ships and defending the Philippines' coastline. Recognizing the importance of amphibious operations in an archipelago nation, the Philippine Navy also operates a fleet of landing dock platforms, allowing the Navy to transport troops, vehicles, and equipment from ship to shore, enabling rapid deployment and support for amphibious assaults and humanitarian assistance missions. Chapter 5: Wings over the Archipelago. The skies above the Philippines are also witnessing a resurgence of strength as the Philippine Air Force undergoes a comprehensive modernization program, acquiring new aircraft and upgrading existing platforms to reclaim its position as a potent force in the region. Leading the charge for the Philippine Air Force are the FA-50 Golden Eagles, light fighter jets acquired from South Korea. These versatile aircraft, capable of air-to-air and air-to-ground missions, have significantly enhanced the Air Force's ability to defend the Philippines' airspace and provide close air support to ground troops. For combat utility, search and rescue operations, and disaster response, the Philippine Air Force relies on its fleet of S-70I Black Hawk helicopters. These reliable and versatile helicopters provide a critical lifeline in times of need, transporting troops, equipment, and humanitarian aid to remote areas and disaster zones. In the ongoing fight against insurgency, the A-29 Super Tucano has proven to be an invaluable asset. This light attack aircraft, designed for counterinsurgency operations, provides the Philippine Air Force with a precise and cost-effective platform for engaging insurgents in challenging terrain. Chapter 6: A Web of Alliances. No nation is an island, particularly in the interconnected world of the 21st century. The Philippines, recognizing this reality, has embarked on a path of strengthening its strategic alliances, forging partnerships with like-minded nations to bolster its security and promote regional stability. The United States, a long-standing ally of the Philippines, remains a crucial partner in this endeavor. The Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, or EDCA, between the two nations has expanded the U.S. military's access to Philippine bases, facilitating joint training exercises and enhancing interoperability between the two armed forces. Across the East China Sea, Japan has emerged as a key security partner for the Philippines. Sharing common concerns about China's growing assertiveness in the region, Japan has provided the Philippines with coastal defense systems, patrol vessels, and training, bolstering the Philippines' ability to monitor and defend its maritime domain. Beyond these key partnerships, the Philippines has also actively engaged in joint training exercises and equipment deals with other nations including Australia, France, and South Korea, diversifying its partnerships and strengthening its security ties across the globe. Chapter 7: A Force for the Future. The modernization of the armed forces of the Philippines is not merely about acquiring new weapon systems or bolstering its ranks. It represents a fundamental shift in the Philippines' strategic outlook, a recognition that in an increasingly complex and uncertain world, a nation must be prepared to defend its interests and safeguard its sovereignty. By 2030, the Philippines aims to be a credible defense power in the Indo-Pacific region, capable of deterring aggression, protecting its maritime domain, and contributing to regional stability. To achieve this ambitious goal, the armed forces of the Philippines have outlined a roadmap for the future, a blueprint for continued modernization and growth. High on the agenda is the acquisition of submarines, a long-held aspiration for the Philippine Navy. Recognizing the importance of undersea warfare in an archipelago nation, the Philippines seeks to acquire diesel-electric submarines, enhancing its ability to patrol its vast maritime domain, deter potential adversaries, and safeguard its maritime interests. In an era of long-range precision strikes, the Philippines also recognizes the need to develop its own long-range missile capabilities. By acquiring or developing indigenous missile systems, the Philippines aims to enhance its deterrence capabilities and project power further afield, safeguarding its interests in the South China Sea and beyond. The Philippine military may not yet be the largest or most powerful in the region, but it is a force transformed. It is a force adapting, upgrading, and standing tall in a region where power dynamics are shifting fast. The armed forces of the Philippines are no longer just surviving, they are preparing to lead. Like, comment, and subscribe for more military deep dives. Thanks for watching. If you want more videos on military strategy, geopolitics, and future tech, hit that bell so you don't miss a beat. Till next time, stay sharp.